It said that your death is a mystery, and there's no record of your death.
Run.
They said it was a house that had no corners because it was a Satan.
This is the legend of the house with no corners. Tell us about the first time you heard about the legend of the house with no corners.
Okay, so it was in the 80s, and my sister and I spent some time at my Aunt Dolores' house out in Woodstock for a couple weeks over the summer.
And how long had they lived in that area?
Oh my God, they lived in Woodstock their whole life. They originally grew up in a farm in Woodstock.
Now, what did they tell you about the house with no corners?
They told us that there was a house near them in Woodstock that had no corners. And we were confused and we were like, what? And they said it was a house that had no corners because it was a Satan worshiper's house. They said that the house was supposed to be where people would worship Satan. And the reason why they had no corners in the house is because evil spirits like Satan and so forth would hide in the corners. So by having no corners in the house, nothing could hide in the corners and could roam freely throughout the house. And the house was built for the reason that they could worship Satan, and the corners were all there so Satan or any type of evil spirits would not hide in the corners, and that's why they were around.
In Mchenry County, Illinois, the Stickney name is one all born and raised Mchenry citizens are familiar with. Legends of Satan worship, sacrificing of their children, seances, a home purposefully constructed to conduct their dark rituals in what was once a rural part of Illinois, and the mysterious, undocumented death of the leader of this kinship, George Stickney. As the legend goes, George Stickney built his house with no corners as to not trap the evil spirits so they could flow freely upon communication. During the construction of their home, an error was made. A single 90-degree angle was formed for spirits to reside in. Unable to correct it, it was left within its structure. Rumors that during the home's existence, it also served as Civil War quarters for soldiers while the Stickney family resided there as well. It is believed that this home of the dead trapped so much evil in that one corner that one day the spirits engulfed George and he had succumbed to his work. His wife was said to have lived on, becoming a prominent medium, taking her craft to the citizens of the Chicagoland area.
This is our journey into the legend of the house with no corners.
Good evening, guys. This is our last and final investigation at Holcomville Cemetery in regards to this Stickney case, covering George Stickney and Sylvia Stickney. So, hello for the final time, guys. My name is Ashley. I know I've told you guys this many times. This is my boyfriend, Danny, and we are here to communicate with George and Sylvia Stickney. I'm going to turn on that lovely white noise box that I have brought back every time that we have come here, and we're gonna see if we can communicate with you guys for the final time. And please, if you would like to speak with us, give us some responses. Let's get started. George? George, we've been trying to communicate with you. I'm not sure if it's because you were utilizing our battery energy or if we just didn't have enough power for you to be able to communicate with us. We would really love to talk to you tonight, if you are here. Sound like I said, what person, George? George Stickney. Now, I know that he might not be here. In my research, I'd located he is actually, his headstone commemorating his life is in Upper Lisle, Brum County, New York. But people have said that they've seen him here. So, is it George?
Is it Samuel Terralingua? Is it Mr. Holcomb? And they're mistaking it for George? Now, they also say that they supposedly see George Stickney at the Stickney mansion. But if he's not buried at the mansion, if he's not buried right here in Illinois, and he's buried in New York, how are people seeing him here in Illinois? Could he have been cremated and his ashes have been sprinkled here in New York, where his family plot is, and by his home? Who am I speaking with? Please tell us your name. I'm not sure what you're asking. Are you asking us if we're good? We are here out of respect. We don't mean any harm to you or anybody that is resting here. We are here just to communicate. We wanted to try to contact the Stickneys. It sounded like you were Is the box too loud for you? Or am I too loud for you? I am known to be loud. There's someone that would like to speak with us here. Please say, my name Ashley. Or say Danny's name. Danny. Very clear for us. Please.
Would you like us to leave?
I need to know your name.
Almost sounded like, yep.
I need to know your name if you want us to leave. I'm literally gonna like jump and shout if he goes yes. Is this Mr. Holcomb? Is that who we're speaking to? Is that a yes? Are we speaking to Mr. Holcomb?
Do you want to take a break for a second?
Do you want to take a break for your knees? All right, you guys, we just had to take a little bit of a break, warm up. I think it's like 38 degrees out right now. As we stated earlier, we just had to take a little bit of a break to warm up. There's anybody here? So, I'm not too sure what's going on. There we go. That was weird. Are you messing with our equipment? Are you messing with our equipment?
What's going on?
With what it was doing like a few minutes ago work.
Is it working now?
It sounds like it is.
It doesn't, because that's supposed to be white noise. That's all I can hear is just a...
Well, You can kind of hear the white noise more, right?
It just doesn't sound normal to me.
Does that sound better?
A second ago it did.
Are you messing with our equipment? Are you messing with our equipment?
Here, take it out. And lower it on the box, obviously. Just take that out. Yeah, I don't think it's working properly. Like, even without that. I don't think it's working in the spirit box properly, right?
I don't think this, like, I feel like it's still registering that there's something in the mic.
Really?
I think it's still registering that there's a headphone in. That's why I'm, like, worried, and I'm trying to only use channel 1, because if I do it on channel 2, where, like, it's working fine. Because it's not working on channel 1 anymore.
Was it before we went in the car?
Yeah. That's how we were communicating. I'm not getting anything. I don't want to put it in channel 2 if for some reason it's still registering that, like, there's an input, and then put that in channel 2 and then we get no channels that are working.
I get it.
Well, let's just do the regular spirit box then. All right, I'll sweep it to single channel. Were you messing with our equipment? Who's ever here tonight? Are you messing with our equipment to not have to talk to us anymore? Did you make our spirit box stop working on channel 1? You say nah. Okay, well, do you have any final words to say to us?
It almost seems like they want us to leave that bad and messing with the equipment. Is there something that we did to disrespect you? Would you like us to leave? A clear yes, and we will leave.
Leave. Well, we can do what we did the first time and actually see if we can capture it on camera and walk back to the car. All right, we're gonna leave. Do you have anything to say about that?
So you see that? They don't say like shut up. Almost over every grave it's something different. It's like a different voice over every grave.
Do you have anything to say to us as we leave? Do you have anything to say to us as we leave for the final time? Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I guess that's it. To be honest, I thought when we were walking back, when you thought that they were saying different things past each grave, I swear I thought I got like a chill. I mean, it is really cold out, but I thought I heard somebody say turn around.
As described earlier, there are many different parts to this legend. Long hours spent researching into the Stickney family to locate any answer to support or deny the claims. Many visits to the final resting place of said Stickney family to try to reveal answers from the individuals themselves through spirit box sessions. What we discovered is that Sylvia Stickney could not have lived on surviving George and becoming a traveling medium, as she had passed before George Stickney by 18 years. Sylvia Stickney passed of heart disease. Following Sylvia's death, George remarried to Lavinia Congdon. There is in fact record of his death as seen in this newspaper announcement. George passed away in 1897 of apoplexy and heart disease. All of the Stickney children and wives of George Stickney are buried in Holcomville Cemetery in Illinois. George Stickney is buried in his family plot in Upper Lisle Cemetery in New York. Other than one child who passed away from injuries sustained playing at school, the children who passed away before adult age passed away from illnesses sustained during this time period. It is not known if George's second wife partook in seances as his first wife did. George suffered from his illness for about 7 years prior to his passing. It is not known if he was found in an internal corner within the house, as no actual corner of the foundation of the house exists per the National Registry for Historical Places. There is no record to support that this house was used in any way during the Civil War, as the National Registry for Historical Places only lists the house's architectural uniqueness as purpose to being deemed historically significant. From our experiences visiting Holcomville Cemetery, we were unable to contact the Stickney children. Sylvia did not want to communicate with us either, and the sole male respondent who would correspond with us was found to be William Holcomb.
I would say that this case is pretty much closed. We know everything that we need to about the Stickneys, and George Stickney does not haunt the cemetery, in my opinion. It's Mr. Holcomb, and if you come, be prepared for him to tell you to get out, because they do not want you coming here and communicating with them. So thank you guys very much for watching this episode. We really appreciate your support. If you like this video, please give it a like. If there's anything that you think that we missed, or any other questions that we could have asked, or any crazy response that you liked, please leave a comment, subscribe to our channel, and stay ghosty, my friends.